doing business as Cardinal Wine and Spirits, 1660 West Algonquin Road. Well, we can't do anything until 6:50 anyway, so we'll wait. Yeah, and then we'll adjourn if he's not
We
here.
wait.
Hi, my name is Dilip Adhikari.
Okay, and you're with Cardinal Wine and Liquors?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to be the new owner?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone on the Liquor Commission have a question?
Have you been working in a liquor store before, or is this your first?
This is my first.
Okay.
Anything else, Commissioner Stanton?
No, but I think Commissioner Palafis does.
So it's going to be business as usual, the way it's run now, or are you going to do anything different?
Yeah, it is going to be business as usual. I'm not changing anything.
Okay,
Even the
fantastic.
Personnel
Yes.
is staying too? Personnel?
Yes, it is personal business.
No, I mean, is the person working there going to continue to work there?
The person is going to be working for some time to train us, but we personally will work there.
Okay,
Okay.
that's all for me.
Okay, anybody in the public have any questions they want to ask? Chair will a motion to release a license to the petitioner.
So moved.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLeod?
Aye.
Commissioner Palafis?
Aye.
Commissioner Stanton?
Aye.
Motion carried. Chair will take a motion to adjourn this hearing.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Okay, Chair would like to call the liquor license hearing to order. The applicant is Brinker Restaurant Corporation, doing business as Chili's Grill and Bar, addressed at 2220 North Barrington Road. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLeod?
Present.
Commissioner Palafis?
Present.
Commissioner Stanton?
Present.
Everybody's here. Are any questions for the petitioner from the Liquor Commission?
As-
Commissioner
I
Palafis?
just have the same question. Business as usual?
Yes.
No
business-
changes?
No changes.
Okay.
All of the employees are staying the same, or are there new ones coming in?
All the employees are staying the same.
Okay. That's it.
That's it. Okay, any questions from members of the public? Seeing none, the chair would accept a motion to release a license to the petitioner. Is there a
So
motion?
moved.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLeod?
Aye.
Commissioner Palafis?
Aye.
Commissioner Stanton?
Aye.
Motion carried. Chair accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. This hearing is adjourned. Gulf Road, Inc., doing business as Ricky Rockets Fuel Center at 2590 West Gulf Road. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLeod?
Present.
Commissioner Palafis?
Present.
Commissioner Stanton?
Present.
Everyone is here. Any questions for the petitioner from the members of the Liquor Commission?
It was brought to
Commissioner
my
Stanton.
attention on page 2 that the hours of operation are listed as 24 hours. Now, does that mean that you're trying to serve alcohol 24 hours, or?
No.
Okay.
Whatever your licenses hours are, that's what we will be doing.
Okay.
So you're looking at a 1 o'clock license or a 3 o'clock?
No, it's
No.
the gas station, so it's
Oh,
only...
it's just 1 o'clock,
Package,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
whatever the
okay.
package is.
All righty, it's 1 o'clock. Okay. Yes, Commissioner Palafis.
Do you guys have a date when you're going to be open?
23rd of September.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't see that in there if it was in there, so,
next Monday.
yeah.
Any other questions? Trustee Mills?
You'll have locked cabinets then for the alcohol in that, like you do the other
Yes.
place?
Everything is behind the counter,
Okay,
and then what's in the cooler is a beer cave, and it'll have a lock on it and a buzzer.
perfect. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, anybody in the public have any questions? Seeing nothing, Chair would accept a motion to release a license to the petitioner.
So moved.
I'll second.
There's a motion, a second, any discussion? Seeing no discussion, can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLeod?
Aye.
Commissioner Palafis?
Aye.
Commissioner Stanton?
Aye.
Motion carried, license will be released. Chair would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion, a second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried, we are adjourned.
I just want to say thank you very much again. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Present.
Trustee Newell? Trustee Palafis?
Present.
Trustee Stanton?
Present.
Trustee Gata?
Present.
Trustee Arnett?
Present.
Mayor McLeod?
Present, trustee Mills, you can listen to the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please rise. Thank you, trustee Mills. I'd like to note for the record, this meeting is being broadcast live and will be shown on our cable channel throughout the week. And at this point, we'll move on to item number 3, recognition of the audience. This is a time if someone has a question or concern they want to bring before the village board or the village staff, now's the time. Do you have something?
Good evening. My name is Loren McLaughlin, and this is my husband David Quinn, and this is our son Christian Quinn.
Okay, you have an address? We need it for the record.
675 Northview Lane, Hoffman Estates.
Okay,
Is it mic on?
okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, okay. So I just wanted to read what I sort of wrote. Jeff Mattis, this municipality's code enforcer, verbally advised on multiple occasions at the end of February and March of 2019 that our circle driveway had been out of code for over 10 years. I immediately submitted a Freedom of Information Act request back in March of 2019 to inquire if the city ever notified anyone at 675 Northview Lane of circle driveways being out of code. I was told that no prior owner was ever notified. After researching this issue, I found many Hoffman Estates residents with circle driveways have been forced to remove their driveway and make changes, not because they had been given proper notice that this topic would be voted on, but only after these decisions had been made many years prior. Since these records show you never notified any prior resident or publicly notified all residents of Hoffman Estates in an effort to allow them to submit proper grievances, I believe this may be grounds for the driveway at 675 Northview Lane to be grandfathered in and allowed to stand as is. Our driveway is a natural deterrent from anyone parking in front of or near the fire hydrant, which limits any future fire safety concerns as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much. This was voted on, what, 10, 12 years ago that we,
It's actually been voted on before I was village manager.
yeah, so it's further back. I remember when it was done, and that was done at a public meeting.
Wow.
And they generally do it when the street's being redone.
Right, so typically what the village does is we do grandfather in the existing circle driveways to the point in time when either the road's being done or the resident comes in to redo the driveway itself. So that when the residents can be expending funds, that's the time to fix it. So I'm not aware of your personal instance, but I'll sit down with our code director, who's Jeff's immediate supervisor, and we'll review it tomorrow and we'll get back to you.
Okay.
What just struck me, like really was frustrating for me, was I'm a veteran and I use my VA home loan to purchase a home. And about 3 to 4 months after I purchased a home, that's when Jeff came to my door, and I asked him, I said, I just bought the home, like, what are you talking about? The driveway's out of code. And I'm like, how long? And he said, it's been out of code for 10 years. I'm like, 10 years? And now I'm finally hearing about this? This is ludicrous. I was really frustrated. And I just, and then when I actually spoke to Jeff last week because he called me, and he told me when we didn't have a very good conversation, unfortunately, but I told him, I said, Jeff, you told me that the driveway's been on a code for 10 years. He said, no, I didn't say that. I said, Jeff, you're a liar. You are a liar.
So at this point in time, since the mayor just said it's been at least 20 years ago, it's technically been out of compliance for 20 years.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's typically grandfathered into either when we're doing the road or you're doing your driveway. So again, I'd like to look into the specific circumstances and we will get back to you.
And then, I talked to, Jeff and he, because I wanted to speak to Pete, and Jeff was like, my boss isn't interested in what you have to say. So.
I would be surprised that Mr. Gugliotta wouldn't be interested in what you have to say.
I was surprised too, and I spoke with the representative here and I said, well, you need to speak to Jeff. I said, no, I don't want to speak to Jeff. I'd like to speak to his.
Well, I'm all of their boss, so I will get into it tomorrow, and I will, if you will see the gentleman on the far end of the aisle over there who's waving his hand, Dan, wave your hand, and give him your phone number, then I'll be in contact with you.
All right, thank
Okay.
you very much for your
Thank you
time.
very
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
Thank you very much. Anyone else have anything they wanted to say? Come on, welcome.
Good evening. I'm Dan Cates. I'm the superintendent in Township High School District 211, and I wanted to appear just for a few minutes this evening to thank you for the work of your police and fire people. It is imperative that we have safe schools, and I want to just convey to you how appreciative we are that your people are so accommodating to us. We have the charge of caring for our most cherished assets and our kids. And I just want to tell you that the police and fire people do a remarkable job for us. I cannot tell you that every single time we have any interaction with them, it is positive, it is uplifting, and it is encouraging. So we are sincerely appreciative of the work that they do. Just do a little side note, village manager is certainly very helpful around snow days too. Those are always perplexing moments, but it is helpful to have direct lines of communication and all the things that happen that your people do for us to help keep our kids safe.
No matter what time of day or night.
Never happens at a convenient time, does it?
Never does.
So thank you very much for all that your people do for us, and we are sincerely grateful. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Superintendent. Thanks for the great job that you folks do of educating our children. People move to this area because the schools are so good, and it really contributes a lot to the quality of life and the reasons that people live here. So thank you. Good job by District 211.
Buddy, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, Chair to accept a motion to approve the minutes of the September 3rd, 2019 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion, there's a second. Any corrections to the minutes? See, okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Note the one abstention. Move on to 5, consent agenda, omnibus vote. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved. Omnibus vote from A Alpha to I India.
I'll second.
Motion to second. Anybody want anything pulled? If not, the items on the consent agenda are A, approval of the agenda, B, approval of the schedule of the bills for September 16th, 2019 in the amount of $4,062,816.20. C, request board approval of an ordinance granting a variation to premises at 2595 West Gulf Road. D, request board approval of an ordinance granting a master sign plan under section 9-3-8-M-13 of the zoning code for the property located at 2595 West Gulf Road. E, request board approval of an ordinance amending section 6-2-1-HE-11-1302-A of the Hoffman Estates Municipal Code, Summersworth Place. F, request board approval of an ordinance declaring village-owned land as surplus and authorizing a public notice of negotiations to acquire and redevelop village property at 7585 East Gulf Road and Hoffman Estates. G, request board approval of the locations for the 2019 Drainage Improvement Project. H, request board approval of an agreement with Wetlands Mitigation of Illinois, LLC, for wetland mitigation credits for the Shoe Factory Road Bicycle Path Project. I, request board authorization to award contract for 2019 preventive maintenance project to Patriot Pavement Maintenance, Des Plaines, Illinois, low bid, in an amount not to exceed $275,000. There is a motion, a second. Are there any questions on any of these items? Seeing none, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried. Move on to President's Report. I believe we have some proclamations.
And
First one.
I do. I get the first one. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas exemplary public service employment is of vital importance in assuring provision of services directed toward the health, welfare, and safety of the citizens of any community. And whereas the Public Works Department has upon its roster an individual who should be commended for assisting said department in faithfully serving the citizens of this community. And whereas length of service coupled with continued training and positive attitude toward assigned job tasks make a profile of this dedicated employee. And whereas the Village of Hoffman Estates, on behalf of its citizens, desires to acknowledge its indebtedness and gratitude for 30 years of dedication and proficiency in the aforementioned department. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by the virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim Wednesday, September 25th, 2019, as Larry Whittle Day in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urge all employees and citizens of the village to join us in expressing gratitude and appreciation to this employee who may have assisted them with outstanding service.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion and second. We appreciate the great job that Larry's done for us for 30 years. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have a motion carried. Mr. Nebel, will you accept this for us? On behalf of Larry? He's not plowing snow tonight, is he? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, who's next?
I'm next. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas exemplary public service employment is vital importance in assuring provision of service directed toward the health, welfare, and safety of the citizens of any community. And whereas the fire department upon its roster has an individual who should be commended for assisting said department in faithfully serving the citizens of this community. And whereas length of service coupled with continued training and positive attitude toward assigned job tasks makes a profile of this dedicated employee. And whereas the Village of Hoffman Estates, on behalf of its citizens, desires to acknowledge its indebtedness and gratitude for 20 years of dedication and proficiency in the aforementioned department. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of the Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim Sunday, September 29th, 2019, as Robert Pett's Day in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urge all employees and citizens of the village to join us in expressing gratitude and appreciation to this employee who may have assisted them with outstanding service.
Chair will accept a motion.
I'll move.
Second.
Motion is second. We appreciate the great job that Robert's done for us in our fire department. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have a motion carried. Chief Fortunato, will you give this to Robert with our thanks? Appreciate it. Who's next?
Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas exemplary public service employment is of vital importance in assuring provision of services directed toward health, welfare, and safety of the citizens of any community, and whereas the police department has upon its roster an individual who should be commended for assisting said department in faithfully serving the citizens of this community, and whereas length of service coupled with continued training and positive attitude toward assigned job tasks makes a profile of this dedicated employee, and whereas the Village of Hoffman Estates, on behalf of its citizens, desires to acknowledge its indebtedness and gratitude for 20 years of dedication and proficiency in the aforementioned department. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim Saturday, September 28th, 2019, as Mark Wondolkowski Day in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urge all employees and citizens of the village to join us in expressing gratitude and appreciation to this employee who may have assisted them with outstanding service.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second. We appreciate the wonderful job that DeMarco's done for us over the past 20 years. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have a motion carried. Chief Boss, we give this to Mark with our thanks. Appreciate it, sir. Okay, who's next?
Okay, next one, Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas 2,214 rail grade crossing collisions resulted in 819 personal injuries and were responsible for 270 fatalities in the United States during 2018. And whereas 1,050 trespassing incidents have occurred in the United States, resulting in 571 pedestrians being killed and another 479 injured while trespassing on railroad property rights of way during 2018. And whereas educating and informing the public about rail safety, reminding the public that railroad right-of-ways are private property, enhancing public awareness of the dangers associated with highway rail grade crossings, ensuring pedestrians and motorists are looking and listening while near railways, and obeying established traffic laws will reduce the number of fatalities and injuries. And whereas the International Association of Chiefs of Police, National Operation Lifesaver, United States Department of Transportation, and all local, state, county, and railroad law enforcement officers, first responders, and railroad corporations commit to partnering together in an effort to educate at a national level all aspects of railroad safety, to enforce applicable laws in support of National Rail Safety Week. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaims September 22nd through September 28th, 2019, as National Rail Safety Week in the village of Hoffman Estates, and urges all residents and businesses of Hoffman Estates to join in its observance.
Chair will accept the motion.
So moved.
A second.
Motion, a second. Yeah, safety is a real issue, rail safety, and hope people will be a little more diligent about doing what they should be doing rather than taking ridiculous chances. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Mr. Norris, can you make sure this gets posted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I do have one appointment, Chrissy Christian to the Sustainability Commission.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion, a second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have a motion carried. Okay, a couple of announcements. The 60th anniversary picnic is coming up this Saturday, September 21st,
Didn't know that.
for a family-friendly indoor picnic at the Sears Center Arena in celebration of the village's 60th birthday. Would you want to go on about some of the activities that Trustee Mills is the chair of this committee?
Well, we've got some great events coming up this Saturday from 11:30 to 4, including bouncy houses for the kids, face painting, touch a truck, both inside the arena and outside in the parking lot. We will have food available for purchase at reduced prices. There will be various informational tables available for people to get information about the village. We will have a tremendous prize giveaway throughout the day for both the adults and for children, with an exciting ball drop to take place at 3:30 in the afternoon for kids. And each of them should be eligible to win a prize, and we've got some great prizes that'll be available at that time. It should be a fun day. We'll all be there to celebrate the birthday of the Village of Hoffman Estates, including a happy birthday song on behalf to be performed by the Hoffman Estates High School Band, and we will have other entertainment during the day.
That's great. And I know there's a lot of prizes because some of us were bundling them together on Saturday morning, and it took a while. So that's great. Hope to see everybody out there. It's going to be a great event. You'll be inside, so you don't have to worry about the weather, but there will be touch a truck outside and inside the arena. And the Community Pride Awards presentation is coming up. Each year, the Sustainability Commission encourages homeowners to nominate their neighbors or themselves for their hard work in adopting sustainable practices while beautifying their home landscapes. Join us for a short reception on Monday, September 23rd at 6:15 p.m. to view the nominations and see the awards presented. Light refreshments will be served. Okay, this past week, I did participate in the National League of Cities Transportation Committee phone call. And on Wednesday, we had our ceremony of remembrance where Captain John Schneidwin of the Schaumburg Fire Department spoke. He'd gone out to 9/11 to assist and was hoping was rescue and recovery, and unfortunately it became recovery. But it's always very moving when he speaks of his experiences and show you all the pictures that he and his colleagues took. It's just very moving. Also later that evening, I attended the Northwest Municipal Conference board meeting, the first board meeting of the new administration regime there under the leadership of Dan DeMaria, the president of Morton Grove. And on Thursday, we had the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus Diversity Task Force meeting in Hanover Park that I co-chair with Rod Craig of Hanover Park. And we have the 4th of July Commission meeting at later that evening. So we're working on the 4th of July, too. And on Friday, the 13th, it was a lucky day, actually, we had our Illinois legislative update session with our legislators at St. Alexius Hospital. It's always a very good event, and I think if folks who attend that are pretty impressed with the quality of the legislators that we are fortunate to have in this area. They really know their stuff, and that's very reassuring, because that isn't always the case in a lot of places throughout the great state of Illinois. And as I mentioned before, on Saturday the 14th, we were prize bundling for the 60th anniversary, followed by the Abbey Automotive ribbon cutting, Glen Lake and Higgins Road. It's beautiful, and they put on quite a show at the ribbon cutting. They even had a couple of entertainers, musicians that he knew, who came up from Springfield to entertain. It was really cool. And on later that afternoon, we had the fire station open house at Station 21 on Flagstaff, followed by 2 block parties, one on Amherst and one on Newcastle. And on Sunday the 15th, most of us were able to go to the party in the park in Parcel A. The park is beautiful, where the old Twin Brook School used to be. Man, it looks huge now with the school gone. It is really something. It's a huge, huge space, also referred to as Mike Anzalone's side yard.
Yeah, correct.
And tonight, the 60th Anniversary Commission, they're meeting right up to the edge. They met again tonight, and they'll be doing things at the Service Center during the course of this week. So kudos to them. I want to thank everybody for their hard work on the 60th anniversary. 60 years, that's amazing, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm older than the village, Bev, so don't feel bad.
So is Jim.
Yeah, you shouldn't have started this, Jim. It doesn't end well. No, it doesn't. 6P, we'll start with trustee comments. Let's start with trustee Mills.
Oh, thank you. First of all, I want to send condolences to the families of 3 very important residents who have passed away over the last few weeks, and Jerry Newell, Selma Barch, and Bob Podgorski. All of them were very influential and will be sadly missed by our town. Also, on the 6th, the fire department had their fill-a-boot going on in the corner of Barrington and Higgins. Stopped by there. Hopefully, they brought in a lot of funds for muscular dystrophy that day. And that evening, we had the Platts concert keg tapping out at the Village Green. And the mayor did a great job tapping that keg this time. A little easier for you this time around, though.
Much easier.
On the 7th, I also attended and helped out for a little while over at the Platts concert. Want to send congratulations to that committee for an outstanding job, as always. You had some great weather that Saturday, too, so kudos to all of you. And later that day, we had the fire station open house at 24, followed by block parties on Somerton and Concord Lane. On the 11th, our celebrations committee, as was mentioned, did their 9/11 ceremony, and thank you to Bev Romanoff and her committee for another outstanding presentation. On the 13th, I was at the Illinois Legislative Update Luncheon. Thanks to the Chamber and Amita for a great presentation that day. And as the mayor spoke, we taught on the 60th. We started out the day by bundling up presents, and we have a lot of good door prizes to give out next Saturday for kids and adults, followed by the Abbey Automotive ribbon cutting, the Fire Station 21 open house, and the block parties on Newcastle and Amherst. So it was a bit of a busy day for everybody. And again, just inviting everyone out to our 60th anniversary birthday party on Saturday, 11:30 to 4 at the Sears Arena. That's it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Trustee Joni, my wife Joni, and I were able to go with Trustee Mills to the wake for Selma Barch. Selma and John Mark have done so much for our community that it's just really, it's heart-wrenching to have those two separated. They're so close. Okay, I'll move on to Trustee Stanton.
Thank you. On the 6th, I was able to attend the grand reopening of Blink Teas at their new location at 2400 Hassel Road. I guess it's number 360 is their office number. And on the 6th also later, I was able to make it at the Platts concert by 5 p.m. for the annual beer tapping and opening festivities. On the 11th, there was a meeting here with the mayor, myself, Mr. Norris, and others regarding a group who is looking for a location to establish a retail marijuana site here in Hoffman Estates. The fourth item I've got on my agenda is on the 11th of September, I was able to attend our Hoffman Estates 9/11 ceremony of remembrance. On the 13th, I attended the Hoffman Estates Chamber of Commerce sponsored Illinois Legislative Update session. And on the 14th, I was able to attend the ribbon cutting at Abbey Automotive at 1300 West Higgins Road. And I was also able to attend the 2 block parties on Amherst Lane and Newcastle Lane.
Thank you. Trustee Arnett.
Okay, on the 6th, I also attended the Platts concert. I was a little bit late, but I did get there. And on the 7th, did attend the open house at Station 24. Also, block parties on Somerton and Concord. On the 13th, Mayor McLeod and I did attend the Hawks for Vets at the Hoffman Estates High School against Maine South. I just think that's a great thing that they're doing for the Hawks for Vets, and they get a lot of good turnout and got a lot of good feedback. On the 14th, we did attend the anniversary prize bundling, which took us a little bit, but not as long as we thought. But as Trustee Mills said, we do have a lot of giveaways for Saturday. Also attended the Abbey Automotive Ribbon Cutting, along with the open house at Station 21, and the block parties on Newcastle and Amherst, and also the 60th anniversary meeting tonight. It's all going well, and thank you for the entire committee for all the work that everyone's put in. That's it.
Thank you. Trustee Palafis.
Tonight, the Emerging Technologies Commission met and discussed what projects may be of interest for the future. Also, you'll see in your inboxes, if you haven't already soon, that Rachel sent out some of the emails for invites for our CIB meeting and the budget workshop meeting. And good news, we are not going to have the meeting this year on the same week as Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
It's a tradition.
I know, right. We jumped a week. I also wanted to throw out some thanks to Joe and the Public Works sign team for your help with the bag sets for the Platts concert logos. Those things are awesome. Tomorrow is our Village Green Ad Hoc Committee to discuss the future improvements to the Village Green. A few of us that spend a lot of time out there doing the different events are looking forward to the improvements and what will come. Also attended the Parcel A Party in the Park, which looked like it was going to be a great celebration. They had a band and everything. And you're right, Mayor, that lot looks huge without the school. It'll be interesting to see what the Park District does if they get the grant. Attended both the block parties with many of you from this Saturday. It's always great to see the neighbors and how the different neighborhoods are doing. And last but not least, Platts concert. The venue and the event continues to grow and grow. And having great weather certainly helps. We had between 3,000 and 4,000 people on Friday night and about 10,000 people throughout Saturday. And despite being cool and overcast, on Sunday, about 2,000 people. I wanted to thank all of you for attending, for the tapping, the pictures, and we actually used a real keg this year, not that wooden thing that we had in years before that you needed dynamite to get into. I don't know what was wrong with that thing. Also, thanks to many of you who helped volunteer in certain parts of the events. That was great for those of you who could. The games were a highlight, as always, and I always think no one's going to sign up, and they wind up being super fun. And a lot of people who were past winners come out, and especially the hot dog eating. I got to be honest with you, it grosses me out if I watch it for too long, so I have to turn away and take breaks. But I wanted to not end all of that by saying many thanks to my fellow commissioners, and then our staff liaisons, Rachel, Ryan, Jeremy, and Mark, for all their help in planning throughout the year. Ryan literally kills himself. He loves the event, but I think he wore out a pair of running shoes just in that weekend alone. And Rachel for the calls, because we had such big crowds, we were taking in all this money. we're like, we have all this money. Probably shouldn't say that while we're televised. But nevertheless, thank you for all your help and making sure the money was safe.
I heard it's going to be a week-long event next year. Is that true?
Yes. Well, I was joking around.
Don't tell Ryan.
I texted the one of the commissioners because this weekend was beautiful. I'm like, wow, it would have been a beautiful weekend for a second weekend at Flats concert. And yeah, they were not in favor of that. So I'll leave your imagination as to who that was. But nevertheless, we are looking forward to the event. The way it is growing, we're wondering, what changes we need to make. We're going to need that bigger bean. We're going to need to flatten some hills and move some things around because it's becoming really popular. And the beer sales, I think, were somewhere in the range of 50 grand. And we only budget about 38 for the event, I think. So we killed it in terms of that. Anyway, that's all for me.
Okay, Trustee Newell.
Okay, a couple of the same things as other people, but I do want to thank everyone for the condolences and thoughts. On the 6th, I attended the Bob Podgorski's wake. On the 7th, Platts concert, took my little puppy there to lunch, and she definitely approved of the food, so it was all good. On the 10th, attended the Sustainability Committee meeting. The 11th, attended the ceremony for 9/11, which was once again very moving and memorable, and a huge crowd. And a lot of people still remember where they were and what they did on that day. On the 13th, the legislative luncheon, which the mayor was our MC and did a fabulous job. You're hired for the next year, so there you go. The 14th was a kind of a busy day, as everybody mentioned. We did the Abbey Auto ribbon cutting, the open house at Station 21, which was a huge crowd, big turnout, very good. Block parties at Newcastle and Amherst, and then on the 15th, as they had mentioned, party in the park, which was kind of strange walking across that huge lot. It was like, isn't something supposed to be here? I don't know. But it was nice, it was fun, and that's all I have.
Okay. Trustee Gata.
Here we go. Then on September 6th, right, of course, going to the Platts concert, and everybody there with your staff, Gary, on that, did an excellent job, without a doubt. Then on Saturday the 7th, we attended the Firehouse Open House at Station 24. And then on Tuesday, the 10th, Senior Citizens Meeting here at Village Hall. Then on Wednesday, the 11th, as Trustee Stanton and I and the village manager and the assistant village manager at the meeting that we had here at Village Hall. And then also on that same day, attended the 9/11 ceremony of remembrance. 18 years later, we still remember. And we will never forget, and that is for sure. And Friday the 13th, Illinois legislative update at Lexian Brothers, and as Trustee Anna said, that the mayor did an excellent job being MC, as he always does. Then on Saturday, there was 4 things going on. The first one was at Abbey Automotive Ribbon Cutting on 1300 West Higgins. Then from there, we went to Station 21 for their open house and 225 Flagstaff. Then from there, we went to the block party on Newcastle and Amherst. And then on Sunday, the 15th, we attended Parcel A party in the park. That's it, Mayor.
I'm just getting tired listening to all of you talk about all the stuff you did. It's
There
working
we
out.
go.
That's good, though. Move on to 6C, Village Manager's Report.
Nothing to add tonight, sir.
Okay, 6D, Village Clerk's Report.
No report.
Okay, you've all received the Treasurer's Report. Anybody have any questions on the Treasurer's Report? If not, it'll be received and filed.
It's a good report, by the way.
Yeah, good news. Hopefully it'll be as good as the next one we get.
Thank you, I take full credit.
Okay, that's good. Give Helgerson a little bit of credit, too, hey, come on. Move on to 6F Committee Reports, Public Works and Utilities, Trustee Newell.
Okay, on September 23rd, 2019, we'll meet here in the boardroom at 7 p.m. We'll have a roll call for the Public Work and Utility Committee. We'll have approval of minutes from August 19, 2019, and also from the September 9th, 2019 special meeting. Under new business, we have 4 items. The first one is request approval of a request by Odessa, Illinois LLC for acceptance of public improvements for Odessa auctions, tentative. Item 2 is request authorization to award contract for the 2019 drainage improvement project, bid opening to be held on September 16th. Item number 3 is request authorization to enter into a performance contract with Siemens Industry Incorporated for the replacement of residential and commercial water meters, conversion to LED streetlights, and the installation of an advanced metering infrastructure system. Item number 4 is request authorization to waive bidding and purchase 1 DEF bulk containment unit using Sourcewell, which is formerly NJPA, contract 040215-PGE discount from Blue Energy Equipment in an amount not to exceed $30,868. For reports, information only, we have 2, which is Department of Public Works monthly report and the Department of Development Services monthly engineering report of the Transportation and Engineering Division. And then if the president has anything to report, nothing under other items in review, and we will adjourn.
Thank you, Trustee Newell. Public Health and Safety, Trustee Gata.
Yes, immediately following Public Works and Utilities Committee, the Public Health and Safety Committee will call their meeting on September 23rd, 2019. We will have a roll call. Approval of minutes of August 19th, 2019. Under new business, we have 2 items. Item number 1, request authorization to waive formal bidding and purchase a 2020 Navstar Horton ambulance for the fire department through the Northwest Municipal Conference Suburban Purchasing Cooperative Contract with Foster Coach Sales, Sterling, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $340,803. Number 2, request authorization to waive further bidding and purchase 7 2020 Ford Interceptor utility patrol vehicles from Cary Motors, Frankfort, Illinois, not to exceed a total cost of $260,084, low bidder. Reports information only. 1, Police Department monthly report. 2, Health and Human Services monthly report. 3, Emergency Management Coordinator monthly report. 4, Fire Department monthly report. We'll have a president's report, anything and other or items in review, and we will adjourn.
Thank you, Trustee Gata. Finance, Trustee Palafis.
Yes, sir. Immediately following Public Health and Safety, we will call to order to establish quorum. We will request approval of the minutes from August 19th, 2019, and then proceed to new business where we have 2 items. The first is a request approval of an agreement with Spectra Partnerships, also known as Front Row Marketing of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for sale of contractual rights at the Sears Center Arena. Item number 2 is a request authorization to enter into a contract with the purpose of upgrading and migration to the Community Development Software as a Service enterprise application Trackit in an amount not to exceed $211,635,000. We'll then proceed to information-only reports, of which the first is Finance Department monthly report, second is Information Systems Department monthly report, and the third is the Sears Center monthly report. And then we will move on, if necessary, to the President's report, items and other that folks want to approach the committee about. We have no items in review, and then we will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Trustee Palafis. Move on to 7, additional business. A, 1 item, request board approval of an ordinance amending Section 8-3-22, number of licenses of Article 3, alcoholic liquors of the Hoffman Estates Municipal Code, increase in number of Class A licenses for Brinker Restaurant Corporation, doing business as Chili's Bar and Grill, 2220 North Barrington Road, increase in Class B licenses, Sano Solutions LLC, doing business as Cardinal Wine and Spirits, 1616 West Algonquin Road, an increase in number of Class J licenses, Ricky Rockets Gulf Road, Inc., doing business as Ricky Rockets Fuel Center, 2590 West Gulf Road. Chair would take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Do we have any discussion on this? Seeing no discussion, can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Ardette?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried. Number 8, adjournment. Chair would accept a motion to
So-
adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion a second. Any discussion? See none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you.